All right, welcome to another episode on Your Success Story. Thank you for joining us today. Please let me know if you can hear me. If you're connected, if you're live with us here, let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I would love to hear from you before we proceed forward that you can hear me. Okay, thank you so much, Mary, for confirming. This would be a good time. If you want to share this link, good evening, good evening. If you want to share this link with somebody else to join us, please do share this to your WhatsApp status, to your groups, to your Facebook page. Let more people join us here today. How are you doing? It's been a while. So welcome back to season 2 of, her success story series. We had a good run. And dare I say, a great run in season 1. And so we're super excited for season 2 and the amazing women that we will get to speak to, in this season as well. So thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining us. I'm just going to take a few more minutes to wait for 1 or 2 of our community members to join us. We just want to remind them that we are live, we are here, and we're ready to go. We are ready to go. So we just have that information just to kind of remind our family members again, like we're here and we have a beautiful guest with us today that we would love to speak to. She's a powerhouse and we are happy to have her here with us today. Today, we have a pleasure of speaking to a woman whose courage and compassion have reshaped conversations around justice, around advocacy and impact. Her journey of resilience and purpose and service is quite inspiring. From shining a light on difficult truths to building platforms that empower others to use their voices for change. And in this conversation today, we'll uncover the story behind her strength, the lessons she had learned along the way, and what truly fulfills her mission to make the world a better place. And who am I speaking about today as we host this beautiful lady? She is an associate CIPD, MP Fam, a passionate community leader, a philanthropist, and advocate for women and children whose journey spanned from Nigeria to the UK. Her deep commitment to empowering families inspired the creation of Nigerian Women in the UK, NWIU, a thriving network of over 18,000 women that provides vital support in safeguarding, childcare, domestic abuse, accommodation, and social services. She's such a passionate woman. I want to hear all about her journey, how she's been able to be this beautiful woman who is making a positive impact in her own space. And just recently she won an award for this same community service that she's dedicated to. I would love to hear all about that. Ladies and gentlemen, please, well, if there are any gentlemen in the building who will be watching this later or who's going to join us as to continue this conversation, welcome with me our guest today, Tobore. And so they're supposed to flog me for this one. I'm saying I'm supposed to be beaten for this, but I'm gonna make an attempt. Emorhokpor, okay? I said they should beat me for this because I'm from Delta State myself, and I shouldn't murder that last name. But please, sis, could you please help me pronounce your surname well? Let me not murder it. I got it correct. Emorhokpor. Ah, okay.
It's a raw.
Emorhokpor.
Emorhokpor.
Emorhokpor. Okay. I feel like maybe an Edo person would have skipped the raw, but yeah, so Emorhokpor. Fantastic. Do you know what it means?
Children from Emorhokpor. So Emo is children, and then Emorhokpor is a place.
Emorhokpor is a place. What part of Delta State is that?
It's in what part? I don't know, somewhere.
Don't worry.
We are the Robo people. No, we are the Robo people.
Okay. Yeah. You see that? Shame. She's my sister, Imonime. Right? She's my sister from the same area in Delta State. We're both Urobos, but you see that I almost murdered her name. But anyways, Thank you for forgiving me ahead of time and forgiving me again now. But yes, welcome to the show. How are you feeling in this moment? This is the first question I love to ask my guests, just to know that we are on the same page. But how are you feeling in this moment?
Ted, yeah, and nervous a little.
Okay. Okay. Do we want to
Yeah.
breathe together? Do we want to breathe together to take away that? Let's do it. Let's do it together. Breathe in and out. You've got this. You speak to thousands of women day in, day out. So you've got this. It's just me here, and I'm your sister. Please, nervousness, can you park well? Let me have a conversation with my sister today.
As it gets more intense, then yeah, the adrenaline will be flowing.
I know the feeling. I know the feeling. It's like most people you see who are passionate, most of the times they are introverted, and they go like, oh, I'm nervous, but let the conversation get deep. You'll be like, where did this energy come from? Where did this passion come from?
Exactly. I think I'm introverted. I believe I am.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But yes, I respect introverted people because they do wonders, even though they're introverted. If you give them the opportunity, they actually do wonders because they are able to think. They have this ability to take things in, to observe, give it an aerial view, look at it from several angles, before they take action. So when they do take the action, it is deep, it is solid. And so, yes, I celebrate you all. Yes. Thank you so much, everyone, in the comment section. Yes, I see you, Esther. Yay. And Mary, thank you so much for joining us. Please go and call all our sisters so that we're here to have this conversation. Now, you are doing an amazing work already. With the community, the Nigerian women in the UK and all of that. But I want you to introduce yourself to us in a very intrinsic way, like not your name, your status and all of that, but what is it that drives Tobore? Can you introduce yourself in that way?
I am a lover.
And I love it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's just me. I love people. I love joy. And I love people to be happy. So that's just it. I want everyone around me to be happy. And I like people. And even though, funny enough, even though I would say I'm introverted, I still like people around me, but not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I can take it in doses. But when I do get around people, I want everyone happy, having fun, bubbly. If I notice the person in the corner no one is talking to, and I talk to them.
That is so beautiful. You have a heart of gold by saying that you love people, even though like people are not 100% your same. I'm thinking that you're the type that when you stay around people for that long, you need to recover from them after a while. Like, okay, I've spent so much time with these people. Now let me recover. Please give me space.
Yeah, I do.
Fantastic. Now we're going to dive right into the work that you do. Right now, I'm going to go straight for the jugular. You began your advocacy, from a place of, because you just said you love people, and I feel like you've had an interview. We've already interviewed you on Women of Rubies. So in case you have not read her interview, please go and read it. Okay. So we're going to kind of go deeper, extending from what she has already shared with us in that very detailed interview on womenofrubies.com. So please check out our website and go read the interview with Anne Tobore, okay? And then to give you more insight, but want to go deeper with this conversation with her. Now, I know you're an advocate, and your journey to advocacy started from a place of observing injustice. Can you share a moment in time or a case study of something on that journey over the years? You can let us know how many years you've been doing this for. at there any point, is there any particular story that made you feel like, man, who sent me? Like, am I even supposed to be doing this? You know, can we go from that angle to say, have you ever got into that point that almost say, I want to give up, but then something says, no, this is not why we're here. And it has made you continue on this journey. I know it's kind of a deep end kind of question, but I'm saying in case somebody is watching us and they're like, they have only 5 minutes to go, I want them to see the core of what drives you.
Every day. I'll tell you something funny yesterday. So a lady reached out to me and she asked for help. And I first typed out something like I typed out something to say I wasn't, it wasn't a very, how will I put it? She said she's a widow and she has 6 children, 3 of which are married, but she needed money. So my first response was, congratulations, on having married kids. So when she now said, at that point, I was tired mentally. I just finished from work. I was exhausted. So first thing I wanted to type was, why don't you speak to your kids? Then I took that out. Then I wanted to say, have you tried other ways to raise money? And then I rubbed that out. The next thing was, how much do you need? And I thought to myself, seriously? And I sent that.
Aww.
And I thought to myself, oh, why? Why? So the thing is, even when I want to stop, I find that I cannot stop. And many times I felt overwhelmed because I have my own challenges as well, right?
Absolutely.
But I find that it's when I have so much on my plate that I'm like, okay, let me see who else I can help, so that I don't spend time dwelling on my issues.
Right.
I do what I can. I do what I can for my situation, and then I keep it moving. I don't sit and dwell. Instead, who else can I help so that they don't feel the same way I'm feeling right now? So I think that's it. But I've always been like this from as young as I remember, because even as a child, I drew my orphanage. I said I would have an orphanage. At 10, I drew an orphanage where I would put the houses, where I'll put bunk beds. And I remember drawing that, and I remember saving it in the bottom drawer of my wardrobe,
Wow.
and everyone knows that they call me Onyemo, as mom of children. That's what my grandma used to call me, because every time I come to the village, all the children come to me, give them things, I play with them. I love kids. So I've always been a protector, because I remember when we had in our home in Nigeria, we had a driver, and this man was brutal, and he had a little child, but was maybe about 4 or 5, and I was about maybe 13. And I remember he used to beat this baby, and I would march to my dad and be like, Dad, you need to do something about this. You cannot let this man, beat his wife and beat his child. If I could fight, I would have beaten him, but I couldn't. So I needed my dad to step in, and my dad was like, no, it's their family. I'm like, no, you need to do something about this. We need to do something we cannot let this happen. No, while we're there, we need to put a stop to it. So at that point, I was like, you know what? I can't just be a bystander. I need to do something. And that was why I started the work I do. I first started with helping people in Nigeria, and I thought, I have internet. Fine, I might not live in Nigeria, but I can do something, right? Okay, what can I do? And I put it on my wall and I said, guys, I want to do something. What can I do? And then people said, oh, we'll help you. And then that's how we came together and we started helping people. I started signposting people whenever they have any problems, abuse, anything. Yeah. And that's how the work really started about 9-10 years ago.
Wow. I love how you answered the question. I know I threw it into the deep end, but you were able to swim out of it. And this is the beauty of what we do here. When we share people's story, it's your story. And so regardless of where we're coming from, it's your story. Do you see? So thank you for sharing that. I'm going to take us back to the beginning. Like usually, right? When people, let me not say usually, but sometimes when people go this direction of being an advocate about something, of fighting for people around that, it is probably because they've experienced it themselves, right? But you just shared a quick bit in your story right now that you have been this way since you were a child, and you couldn't just stand injustice in any form, shape, or size. So I'm curious to know, what was it? At what point did you start to realize that you can't stand this? I just want to know, like, did anything in particular happen, or you just found that this is who you are and you cannot change it, and you've not been able to change it till now, regardless of how overwhelming it can be sometimes?
So in my early childhood, my mom experienced some domestic abuse. And I
Right.
used to be stuck right there in the middle of their fights. And I didn't like it. And
Hmm.
I don't want any. So I know what it's like as a child to be in that position. I don't want children to feel that way. I don't want them to experience that. I don't want them to grow up witnessing that. And that's why I'm so vocal about it. And some people wonder, what is this girl's problem? Because I'm always there posting, I'm always there shouting, I'm always there saying, okay, let's go, let's do this. And it's because I don't want anybody to feel that way. I don't want
Hmm.
anybody to grow up that way.
Hmm.
Love is beautiful, but that's only if you have the right information and you have the right things around you. And so my journey, my growth, the things I've learned, I know that not everybody will be lucky enough to have been exposed to the things I've been exposed to, and to have been able to turn their lives around, turn their situations, their feelings. I've gotten to understand early on. My ideas about what relationships were negative and bad. I
Hmm.
thought in marriages a man is meant to smack a woman. I thought
Hmm.
you beg when, as a woman, you beg when things and I've learned no you not beg. There's so many things that I realized. Also, it was also from watching movies, the portrayal of the
Hmm.
wife back home. you
Right.
know
Right.
I thought that was what marriage was like, but over time I've learned, I've turned my mindset around.
Hmm.
I'm also a Christian, so
Hmm.
I've also spent more time studying the Bible,
Right.
and understanding. And I've realized that a lot of people are still in bondage, in religious bondage, in their mind, bondage in their mind. And I feel like they might not have what I've had. They might not have escaped the way I have. And so
Hmm.
I'm living a good life, but then they don't
Hmm.
have that. So it's my
Right.
duty, responsibility to try and help them, see
Hmm.
who they are, who they really are,
Hmm.
who God created them to be, how amazing
Hmm.
they are, and how
Oh,
they
wow.
don't have to sit and take all of this. Because this situation you found yourself, it doesn't mean you have to stay there. And I like to empower women. I like to, when I see a woman, I'm like, okay, what do you need? How can you? So when they come to me and say, oh, please give me money for food, I'm like, no, I'm not giving you money for food. What can you do? I
Do
need
right.
you. I don't want you coming back to me. It's not, I don't
Right.
want you coming back to beg me. I'm not going to, I don't feel great. Some people like when people come back to them saying, give me money, give me. I don't like that. I want to make sure that you don't
How
ever
are
come back
you?
to me again. Yes.
I
So, and I
love
want
it.
you to help others as well, pay
Right.
forward.
Pay it forward. Love
Yes.
it. Love it.
Yes.
And with cases like the ones that your heart beats for, which is to, kind of call out injustice, call out abuse, name it for what it is, educate the person experiencing it, and empowering them to know that that is not the norm, right? It could be a very hard thing to do because these are human beings you're dealing with. And when it comes to abuse, from data and from things that we've seen, is that it's beyond the surface. Most times, anyone in an abusive relationship is already marred, and sometimes they don't even realize it that they have grown this bond with that experience. That's why it's even difficult for them to live. I'm curious to know, in your journey over the last 18, how long is it, about 9 to 10 years you've been doing this? Have you ever had an experience where you tried to help somebody and it just didn't work out? How were you able to deal with such situation or even move on with it? Because with the kind of person you are, I see that your heart truly beats for change. So I can imagine that if there is if such situation has happened, it will really break your heart. And so I'm curious to know if you've experienced that before and how you were able to move past that to continue doing the work that you do.
I had to learn early on that I cannot save the world. I'm not Jesus.
Hmm. So
And once
good.
I realized that, then it was easy, because what it then meant was, now I do what I can. I support the way I can. So there was a lady, she was experiencing domestic abuse. She asked for help. We rented a 1-bedroom, self-contained for her. Got everything ready for her. This was in COVID. Got everything ready for her to move. She told me her mom said she cannot come to her because the mom is married to a new man, and the new man does not want her or the kids. So she had nowhere to go. So we got everything ready to move this lady in, in middle of COVID. And then the night before, she just turns around and says, I told my mom, and my mom said, I shouldn't come with you. I was like, but this is a mom that has not
Did not
helped you in
allow
any way.
you.
Yeah, has not helped you in any way. Has said to you, you can't come to me. Has not helped you in any way financially. You complain about, and now suddenly she's decided that you cannot move, and you're okay with this. And she went, yeah. I said, okay, fine. I said, all right, I wish you the best. And at that point, I just closed my heart to it. A few years later, she reaches out to me, and she has another problem. I'm like, what's happened? I said, what happened in the last few years? And she went, oh, I didn't leave at that time. I eventually left. I'm with somebody else now. So the new person now is also giving her hell, obviously, because she is not worked on herself. So the most
Right.
important thing is you don't just jump out of one relationship and into another, because the way the reasoning and the way you chose the first person is remain the same. In fact, it's even a little bit worse because of the situation you've just come through. So you need time to heal.
Right.
I think in Nigeria, as Nigerians, we need to normalize therapy. I think it's something people think it's only mad people go for that, but no, everyone needs therapy. Everyone
Right.
needs therapy. It's good. It's good for you. It's good for your soul. It's important that we go for that, get that healing before we move into other relationships. So she said, yeah, her mom didn't help her. She eventually met this new guy. She's not with this new guy and she needs help again. I was a bit reluctant, but I still gave her some advice and gave her some tips on what to do. But I do realize that women who are in these cases, they don't leave the first time. So they go back. And so it's important that we don't judge them, but we just make sure. So I just say to them, I'm here. I'm here whenever you're ready. Even though it's difficult, it's very difficult to say, right? It's difficult you're like, well, why can't you? But then I'm like, no, remember, it's difficult. So it's making sure that we're not judgmental and just making sure that they know that if they ever need, like, she came back in 2 years. She knew she could come back. She knew I would listen. And so that's what's important.
That is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Like, this is so touching. Thank you so much for just being who you are. And you speak a lot about helping people in Nigeria, and I know you are in the UK. I mean, your bigger community, is from the UK, which is Nigerian women in the UK. So you've lived abroad for a while, but you've been maintaining a deep impact in Nigeria. How do you balance it? Being locally relevant in the UK, back home, and just being relevant back home, but with a global perspective where you are. How do you balance it?
In the beginning, it was mainly Nigeria, and then I started in the UK little by little, and then over time, it's now kind of balanced out, and then now it's tipped more the UK, and I still do what I can for the people in Nigeria, but not as much as I used to.
Okay.
Yes, but I'm still there. Still, people still reach out to me and tell me, oh, this has happened to this person. Where can we go? And I'll be like, fine, I'll find somewhere for them to go. Because another thing is, people don't know where to get help from. And that's one of the things I was offering to them. So somebody says, oh, this child is being abused. I'm like, what state are they in? They tell me the state. I find somebody in that state who can help.
I can help. Wow.
Yes, because different states even work differently. Lagos State is the best. If you tell me you have a case in Lagos, I have 1,000 people I can call, and the systems
Wow.
work very well. But in other states, it's a little bit more
It's a bit
difficult.
difficult.
Yes.
Wow, I love it. It's like you not only have a heart for people, you are also a super connector, and that's just beautiful. I think it goes hand in hand. Anyway, it goes hand in hand, but that's really beautiful to know. Now, most of your work revolves around crisis, trauma, and sensitive stories. How do you care for your own mental and emotional health amongst this constant exposure? There is a level you will hear some news, it will almost make you want to give up on humanity. So I'm curious because I believe that there are people like you out there, or maybe they have not even started their journeys, but they are beginning to feel that pang to know that I really have a heart for these people. I want to do it, but like it's so much. Like the stories I hear every day. What are you doing? What's that your routine? How are you keeping calm yourself? Please share with us.
The first thing is my family, my husband and my kids. So
Oh,
I always go for a cuddle. When I
I love it.
I need cuddles. I survive on cuddles, kisses and
Oh,
cuddles. That's what I survive on.
God
So
bless
when
your
it's
husband for us.
so when it gets too much, I need a cuddle. And then I remind myself that I'm blessed. And then that kind of energizes me again and go, not a lot of people are in situation, you need to pick up. And I talk to myself, give myself pep talks. Come on, girl, you can do this.
Oh.
And the other thing I do is I travel as well. Nigerian Women in UK, we went to Marrakesh last month,
Ooh.
29 of us.
No, wow. That must be
Yeah, and
exciting. Oh, that's a lot, but
yeah, we had fun. We
oh
had
my God.
fun. And some people, and I told some people, 29 of us are going to Marrakesh. Supposed to be 30, and one person dropped out sadly on the day. She was unwell. And people was like, 30 women, 30 Nigerian women. Good
That's
luck
a
to
lot.
you. Good luck to you. I was like, no, we're fine. We're amazing. And it was an amazing time. The women were,
Oh,
yeah, I
oh.
miss it. We had so much fun. We had all sorts of characters, the high ones, the low ones, but we all balanced each other out very well. And it's not like we all knew each other. Some of us were meeting for the first
The
time.
first time,
Yeah.
wow. You have built something lovely, sis. Well done. Well done. When are you guys coming to Dubai? Please let me know, Please.
27, Dubai.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I mean, many people contribute anonymously to what you do. They support you and all of that. Who are some behind the scenes allies, if you want to share that, even if you don't want to mention it, but just kind of give us ideas, your mentors, supporters on your journey, whose role have been critical, but maybe often people don't know because you are in the forefront. It's your name people know, but they don't know. This will be an opportunity to just kind of, shine a torchlight on them if you wanna.
So I might need to, when you're under pressure. So I have quite a few women who are
Hmm.
amazing. Sister Yemisi Jenkins, she's always
Oh.
there to hold my hand and give me advice, support me. Madam Yetunde Hoffman, the founder of Solaris, she's there. We meet regularly. She's always giving me great advice on what to do. And I have my admin team. They are
Hmm.
amazing 50 members of 50 volunteers that volunteer for Nigerian women in the UK, Nigerian women in UK.
Wow.
So all of them. If I start naming them, I'm going to leave some out. So we
I
have so many
know.
volunteers, and they are
Wow.
all amazing. Like, they hold my hand. They are always there saying, okay, let's do this, let's do that. How can we do this? If I say, how can we improve? They're coming up with ideas. If I have a thought in my head and I say, ladies, I want to do this, they're like, okay, let's get started. What do we need to put together? And then it comes live. And so all these amazing women, I mean, we cannot do the great work that we do without all of them. Daya Dewusi, she's the other director, and there's three of us that are directors in Nigerian Women in UK. Daya Dewusi, and she's changed her name. What's her new name?
It's okay. You can call the old one so that we can look for it.
Obeya. Obeya. She's changed her name like 3 times.
She's reinventing. That's sweet.
Yeah, so Obeya Agese, amazing, amazing lady. She's our other director, and we have board of advisors. We have all our Facebook moderators, project admins, and Telegram admins. They're all amazing, and they all keep things moving and flowing, and just making sure that we are a great community where we are there to provide the support that people need.
Oh, I love it. God bless you all, admins, everyone supporting this community. We love you. Shout out to you. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I love that you mentioned Facebook. Your organization has scaled from a Facebook group to a like a recognized nonprofit, right? That's a huge leap. That's a beautiful. Congratulations. What strategic shifts or decision was the turning point that moved you from being just a Facebook group to saying, you know what, let's make this more sustainable. Let's solidify this.
When we started, I don't think I really thought that far. I
Hmm.
just wanted a place for us. I was already doing stuff in Nigeria. I just thought, okay, let's do something in the UK. Also, let me widen my circle, because all I was doing was work and home and church. And I was like, there needs to be more. And I want to travel. I like traveling, but I'm not traveling. I'm not doing anything. Most of my friends got married long before I did. So their kids were older. We were just not. And, I was just like, okay, let me create a community. Let's all come together. Let me see what help I can render. And then that's how we started off. And it's grown, it took on a life of its own. And then I realized the amount of support that people needed. And at that point, I thought, okay, this needs to be registered so that we are able to do a whole lot more. We're doing great now, but if there's a possibility that we can do more, then let's do it. We can help. We're helping 15, 20 people now. Why don't we help more? So we're able to give people little bits, but we could help them with much more if
More.
if we're registered. And so that's why I decided that that's what I was going to do. And
Oh,
so now we're registered. We're still doing what we're doing. The only thing now is I would say that maybe we are open to funding,
right, right.
which at some point we will put in for, but for now we're just going with what we're able to create within the community. And we're able to help members with safeguarding issues, domestic abuse, different things that they need support and help
Need.
with. Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart, bless your team, bless the work that you're doing. It's just so beautiful and very inspiring indeed. Now, in your work, I'm sure you've encountered resistance because social impact is such a big deal. Like, because again, it's not a money making venture per se. It's actually you even spending more, being that your emotions, your heart, and helping people, right? So it's a lot. I believe that you must have encountered some resistance from individuals, from institutes, from culture. I mean, Nigeria, UK, two different cultures. I'm curious how you're doing it, right? Can you share with us one significant resistance you faced, whether it's legal, societal, or personal, and how you've been able to navigate it to continue doing the amazing work that you're doing?
I think generally I'm quite resilient. And the one thing I don't do is, I don't know if it's weird, but I don't remember bad things. I don't know.
Wow.
It's
Hey,
quite
borrow
weird.
me your mind, please.
It's quite weird. I'll say there have been challenges, but asking me now, I don't even remember any. But there have been.
Wow.
There have been challenges, but it's like, I think how my mind works is, if you tell me there's a problem, I'm like, okay, what are the potential solutions? And then I pick one and I go with it, and then I keep it moving. I don't dwell. I don't like to dwell on anything. I don't have any regrets. I'm just constantly thinking about the future. Does that make sense?
It does.
Is that
And
weird? Is
it's
that odd?
interesting. Where did you get that mindset from? It's not odd, but where did you get the mindset from? Like, how did you build this level of resilience? Who taught you?
I don't know. I just, maybe I was born that way, or maybe I talked myself into it. But I sit down and I have meetings with myself regularly.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, Tobore, let's discuss what's happening. Why are you doing this? What happened? Okay, how are we going to get over it? How are we going to deal with it? There's no point crying over spilled milk. So if you come to me, so I think that's another reason why I do what I do, because when people come to me and say, oh, this happened, I'm like, okay, sis, that's fine. Well, how are we going to move forward from this? What can we do? What are the potential solutions? What can you focus on? Let's focus on the future. Let's forget about this. This has happened, right? We can't change it. Okay, so what can we work on? So that's why I like what I do. It's easy for me to come in, decide this is how we're going to do it, and then we action it, and then I move on. I've had to learn how to take my heart out of it and not feel too emotional and too emotionally invested. I want everybody to succeed. I want you to win, and I'm going to work with you to win. And so I would like us to focus on that, how we're going to make sure you win. And so we're focusing on, and that's how I deal with the women as well when they come. You know, it's let's figure out how we're going to come out of this. And I think that's just how I am.
It's interesting. Like you are a piece. You are something, because it's beautiful, because you have this heart for people, but at the same time you've been able to train yourself to not be emotionless, but to be objective, to detach from the emotions. So it's almost like, I feel like it would be difficult to blackmail you. Is that true? Because like,
It would be. It would be. It would be.
I was like, okay, are you finished crying? Have you finished crying? Are you done? Okay. So what is the
When
solution?
they call and they're crying, and I'm like, it's okay, sis. No, cry. It's okay. So they cry. After they finish crying,
Wow.
you need to finish crying. It's good to get it out of your system. So cry. Finish crying. I will wait here. I will sit down on a call with them. They'll cry. I'll be there listening. When they finish, they'll say, sorry. I said, no, it's fine. Are you okay now? Are we ready? Are we ready to talk? Should we come up with a solution now? Good, let's do this.
Wow. Please, I'm curious to know, what's your background study-wise? What did you study? Because
No, my degree, I have a master's degree in pharmacy. So
okay.
and after that, I've so I was worked as a pharmacist for a little bit, and then I moved into HR and projects. So that's where I am now, in the project space. So
Man.
that's just what it is. But I like studying.
HR.
I like reading. So I'm constantly doing courses. Even now, I'm doing 2 courses. I'm always doing courses. I find myself always
Always
reading,
learning.
always learning, always learning. I learn about different things. I like reading. I like learning. I like listening to audio books. I like, just always learning. When I'm ironing, I'm listening to something that will impact me, that I can learn something new from. So I'm always learning. I'm always changing my mindset. A lot of it also is to do with my Christian walk, because I think, yeah, actually, I think it's me being a Christian that really, part of it was my turning point, because I didn't realize who I am in Christ, who God made me to be. And then I'm like, you know what? I've overcome all the challenges. So the challenges must come. I welcome challenges because they must come. So, but I've overcome them all. I have. So I just need to be able to walk through the challenge. And so that is what I tell the women, I will walk with you through the challenge, but you've overcome this. So there's things might still go wrong. Even in my life, things might still go wrong. But you know what?
Right.
I will sort it out.
To be figured out.
Something will happen. There will be a way out. So that's just it. Because I've realized that in this life, there will always be problems. There will always be problems. So what's the point of dwelling and wasting time crying? No, you can cry. So what's the point of wasting time going, oh, woe betide me? No, come on, let's enjoy the life we have, because today you can be here, tomorrow you can be gone. So while we're here, while we have time, let's make the most. Let's have fun. Let's enjoy. Let's be happy.
You are special. You are special. And I'm curious to know, with the work you do, how does that, again, it's beautiful, honestly, but just because we are women, and one of the reasons we have these sessions to share your success story, because it's still being written. But so far, we are inspired by how far you've come and the depth of work you've done. So it would be great to learn, some of the things that you've done to get you here. On a personal level, how has your work, the things you've done for people, rubbed off on you in your family life? Because again, there's this thing of you're helping everybody. I don't know, how that is rubbing off on your family. There are people who have the desire to do that, but probably maybe the person they're married to, or they're like, why are you always looking out for other people? Are you just neglect? How does it rub off on your family life? Just to share with a woman to encourage them or inspire them.
It's a learning curve, right? So sometimes I've gotten it quite wrong, and my husband has been like, you're not spending enough time. And so when he talks, I listen and then pull back a bit and go, okay, Tobore, you've been told this. What can you do differently? And so I'm still learning. I'm still learning about how to, more things that I can do to make sure I am there. But also my kids are involved in Nigerian Women in UK.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
My daughter is 11. I get her to do a few things because I worked with my mom as a child growing up. I used to go to her shop after school, and I used to just help write out receipts and things like that. And when I finished school at 16, when I finished my exams, my senior school exams, I remember saying to her, she had one little branch in Festac for just one guy. And I said to her, I'll manage that. So I was going to the shop with this guy. I would write out the receipts, take the payments, and this guy she used to sell drinks in wholesale, and he would load the drinks into the cars. So I managed her business for her at 16. So I know that it's never too young. So my kids, they are involved. They help me if I'm creating something. They come help me try and create it. They give me ideas. Like I said, we're having an end of year party. My daughter's already said, these are the games you can do.
Nice.
So yeah. So and then my son said, "Mommy, I'm starting Nigerian Kids in UK."
Oh, I love it.
I said, okay, but you don't have a phone. The kids don't have phones. How are you going to talk to these kids? By sign language? Or are you going to send up smoke signals or something?
Telepathy.
So I said, anyway, okay, you are in charge, but you have to pause till you're older. So yeah, so I get them
so
involved.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so they feel like they're part of it.
Yeah.
And it's not like this is what mommy does and it's separate from us. No, we're all in it together. Yes.
Oh, so you are so blessed, sis. My goodness, you are so blessed. I love it. Before we, as we're getting ready to wrap up the session, I want you to speak from your heart to women. So these are women who probably are not a part of your community yet. And there are people watching from different parts of the world. Even if they're not watching right now, they're going to watch this episodes from different parts of the world. So possibly they're not in the UK and they're not in Nigeria, but they're somewhere else, and they are going through, any of these things that you've mentioned, DV, neglect or trauma, and all of those things. I want you to speak from your heart to a woman who is going through in this season and is feeling like helpless and hopeless. What would you say to that woman to help her keep holding on?
Say you are not hopeless, and if you reach out to someone and they don't help you, don't let that stop you from reaching out to somebody else. Keep speaking up, keep asking for help, keep trying. Plan a way out. This life is once. You don't come back again. So how are you going to come out of this situation? And your situation, it might take a few months, it might take a year, but if you have a plan and you're working towards your plan, things will be better. And to our young ladies who are just finishing from from university and just thinking, I'm going to marry, don't rush, please. You rush in, you will rush out. Take your time, get a skill, get a job, save money, invest your money, and then you meet someone. And I hear some people saying, "Oh, but if a girl is living in her
He's
own place,
rich.
driving her own car,
Mm.
driving her own
You
car,
will
has
drive
money,
away, men.
then you drive away." Yeah, let it drive away those ones. Those are the ones you want. You want it to drive
Drive
them
away.
away. Yes, you want them to be driven far away from you. You want the right ones that are not, that don't feel
They're not
small.
insecure. Hmm.
Yes, you want people that, you want somebody that can work with you to reach greater heights. You, because with marriage, it's a partnership. You come together, and one puts 1,000 to flight. Have you heard this say that thing? Then
Yes.
two
Two.
just 10,000.
10,000. Whoa.
That's it. That is it.
Multiplication.
So
Hmm.
when you are in the right marriage with the right person, you will do great things. And
Hmm.
not everybody is supposed to be an advocate, or, but whatever it is that you're given to do, even if it's just to raise children, these children, they will go on to have great futures. They are nations. So you
Right.
must make sure that whatever it is that you're doing, you're giving the best. And remember, if the mom is not happy, the kids cannot be happy. So if
Yeah.
you're staying in an abusive home thinking and saying, I'm staying for my kids, uh, you should be living for your kids, because the kids are not happy seeing you sad. And
Hmm.
even when you're sad, you cannot give them joy. You cannot give what you don't have. You are not happy. You cannot give them joy.
Hmm.
So they are not happy seeing you sad. They will not, they are not in a conducive environment. I think for your own kids, you need to consider them. But that's where it goes back to us teaching. So the teaching is for people that have not gotten in yet to be careful before they
Right.
get in.
Hmm.
So let's prevent it. But then for those that are already in, what are the potential solutions? Empower yourself. Try and find skills. There's loads of online skills. There are things you can learn for free. There are others that you can get that are paid, but you can find somebody that can pay for you.
Hmm.
Learn, develop yourself, empower yourself, and then break free. But the thing is, you
Hmm.
can do it. You can. You really, really can. You're stronger than you think you are.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. That was so beautiful and heartfelt. Now, looking ahead, many people, even I, am like, wow, God, hey, I'm so inspired. Who am I going to advocate for? But, anyways, but many people are going to want to follow your footstep or the path that you are on, possibly because they're also feeling the initial pang you felt even as a child. And for some, it's just out of anger of what they are seeing around them, and they just cannot hold themselves from doing something about it. What is one piece of advice of legacy you hope to remain long after you're gone? That when people look at Tobore and they will say, because she stayed the course, because she did it, because she never looked back, regardless of the challenges. What would you say to them? And how are you building safeguard to make that legacy last? I mean, I know you're already doing it for your kids, but from people looking from outside, what is the legacy you want to leave behind? And how are you consciously or intentionally ensuring that that legacy lasts?
So it's the legacy of I lived and I loved, and that's it.
Hmm.
You know, and the fact that I I did what I could along the way. Um, there's lots of people that have helped in one way or the other. I don't remember their names. I don't remember what I did. And it's not about keeping count. Because some people ask me, oh, how many people have you done? I'm like, to be honest, I don't know. I just do it and keep it moving. I'm not doing it for, if I was doing it because I wanted for someone's sake, I would have kept a record. But I was just doing it because it's what I've been called to do. So
Hmm.
just be you, do what you've been called to do. And for me, I think when eventually I close my eyes to this world and open it to the next, I look forward to seeing all the things that I've done, looking back and saying, oh, these are all the people that I helped. These are all the people that I made a little impact in their lives. And that's beautiful. And I'm praying that I'm able to do more. I just want people to be happy. I just think, and I feel like I don't even do enough. Like I can't really transform, but I just do the little I can. And then I expect you to kind of build on it. But the legacy is live and love.
Hmm.
And the thing is that making sure that I'm raising my kids in to follow their footsteps, because right now when we go shopping and they see a homeless person, they're like, mom, we must buy them food. We buy them food, they go and give it to them. So I'm teaching them the thing of it's more than you. It's
Hmm.
and you're meant to make your world a better place. even as you go through it.
God bless you. I'm inspired, and I believe everyone who has watched this and who will watch this later on will be inspired as well. One last thing before we go is, in your journey and in the way that you've impacted so far, is there one thing, a topic or an area or a subject that you feel like is not spoken about enough? And that, if you, anytime you have an opportunity to speak to that topic, you really want to speak to it. I want to give you a few minutes to just speak to that thing that you feel like this thing does not get enough airtime. I want more people to hear it. What would that thing be?
It's picking your partner. It's the marriage counseling. The Christian marriage counseling has done more harm than good. Because a lot of the people that are pastors, they were given that office and told, this is what you're supposed to do, just do it. And so they just come out there reeling off what they think marriage should be, and it's harmful and it's causing a lot of issues. So I would say we need to do more in regards to that, and also normalize therapy. Therapy for everybody needs to be normalized so that people can get the right information first time going into a relationship, and then get help along the way. So I think those are the two major things, really.
Right. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful story you have. What an amazing person you are. What a glorious journey you've been on already. I am super inspired. I have a question. Like, I'm so into the conversation. I forgot to look at the comment section. I forgot that there are other people here. I'm like, it's just you and I. Let's talk, because this thing is entering my soul. But yeah, thank you so much. If you're online and you probably have a question, please let me leave it open for one person to ask a question. If you have, I'm just going to give you 1 minute to ask. If you have a question, let's go for it. But if not, I'm just going to go through some of the comments we have here. And somebody says, this is so inspiring. I agree with you, Adeyinka. It is super, super duper inspiring. Honestly, I am like, wow, this is so beautiful. This is so gorgeous. And I love it. Mary says, amazing. Esther says, inspiring, detach from emotions and stay grounded. Fantastic. And then, the advice you gave, someone says, great advice. Thank you so much for everyone who is joining. Yes, and then we're thanking you. The community members are saying thank you for sharing your success story. It's really, really inspiring, and I couldn't agree less to that one. You are such a powerhouse. Keep being amazing. Keep changing lives. Keep creating that impact. And as a person of faith, I pray that on that day when you do the switch, when you transition, that smile that you love to keep on the faces of people, that you would have, again, I know that's going to be eternal anyways, but like you would be able to just take it all in to say, wow, we did this together, Lord, and just keep being amazing. My love to your family, to your husband, to your kids. Woo! This has been amazing. All right, guys, ladies, gentlemen, absolutely, sis. You're welcome. Whoever is going to be watching this later on, I really hope that you will listen with your heart and you will take something from here. And yours might not be advocacy, but I am almost 100% sure that there is something that beats at your own heart. There is something that you have been sent here to do. All right. And I just hope that through Anne's story today, through Tobore's story today, that you are inspired to look within, to say, okay, why am I here? And how can I make this world better for the next person? And just do it out of love, like live, love, and make an impact. And I pray and I hope that someday it will be your story that we'll be sharing as a success story to inspire other people. But thank you for joining us on the show today. Until we come your way again with another episode in season 2 of yours. I say it's your success story. Her success story. Well, it's going to be yours soon. If it's not already. but still will come your way again on another episode of her Success Story series. This is the energetic EJ saying, keep being successful, because yes, you are successful. So just walk into it. Thank you so much, and do have a lovely evening, and enjoy your weekend. God bless you. Bye.